Oh, I know you were raised in Broken Chain. You spent a lot of time in your backstory in Orc territory, right?
I spent about the past 5 years.
Okay. So just one thing. First of all, odd that there's an Orc person just kind of this far east. Not impossible, but just a little odd. It's a little odd that they are traveling with like this kind of nomad artisan like caravan though. Just something to be aware of.
And they didn't get introduced.
Yeah, they are just kind of sitting back and they are like you can even just see now like first of all, they look like a warrior through and through. Like they are whereas like the tieflings and the tabaxi man, they are like, they're like loosely dressed and like comfortable clothes and like now preparing to put on costumes and shit. This woman is armored up and
Hmm.
like has a great sword like on her back.
So while they're preparing for the story, Ode will say to the orcish woman, I've spent some time in Cathartus actually too. What brings you all the way over here?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, okay. Oops, sorry, that was performance, but it's the same modifier.
She kind of like as you say that she kind of just is like I not sure. And there's just that awkward pause after that because what the fuck is that answer?
Oh, Ode then switches to speaking in Orcish, and she's like, I could use this language if you prefer.
You as you do that, you actually like see her eyes like roll an insight check.
Ooh, okay. I feel like I'm getting all the checks.
Oh shit.
As you do that, there's like this moment of like familiarity because you're speaking Orcish to her, of course. She seems almost confused by it for just like, oh yeah, you can definitely hear it. For just like half a second, she's just like, oh, that's what she said. Why do I recognize it? She just seems like a little confused by that. I in Orcish.
Hmm.
Hello. Yes. I I'm sorry. I'm somewhat out of it in recent days.
Ode will ask, are you okay?
I suppose I confused, I think is the word. I confused I would say is probably the word for it more. I'm just rather out of sorts lately.
Hmm. Well, Ode will be like a little confused by this herself, and maybe she'll lean in and say, well, if you need help at all, feel free to let us know. And then she kind of looks at the group that the orc woman is traveling with, kind of like figuring out like, I don't know what's going on.
Roll I'm gonna say I know your perception's pretty decent. You and Artuk both see just looking over like the woman has like armor on and like a shield just laid back against the stump. And you see a what is distinctly an orcish symbol on the shield. Um you can make a history check if you'd like to try to recognize it.
You know what? Sure. I'll try it.
Yeah,
Let's
Ken
see.
can do that one.
13.
You recognize what fittingly you weren't exactly out in orc territory a whole lot, but you recognize like the concept of this is of belonging to an orc clan. Like the orc clans have different like arts as almost like a banner to them.
And he's probably able to tell it's not the Tuskbane clan.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not the Tuskbane one. You've been around Morak enough that you recognize what that one is, but it's just you see that it is like a stylized heart with like an arrow like with like two arrows above it, but you can't recognize like which one it's tied to.
I think that Byron will be like, "Oh, why don't we go up there and join the conversation? What do you think?"
Yeah, sure. And assuming that Ken's been telling me everything that he's heard so far, noting her confusion and Artuk's sort of just being as he is Artuk and sort of looking for patterns or signals, he's gonna I want to do an insight on Melody, just to see if it seems like some weird dynamic has been going on between him and this orcish person.
Go ahead.
Just feeling like the orc seems very confused and disoriented. Is Melody doing this? Is there some sort of a nefarious thing happening? That's what Artuk's keeping an eye out for.
Go ahead and roll insight then, yeah.
23.
From that, you see like Melody like pass by with tieflings every now and again as they're prepping the stage. This woman, you don't get the sense like she's afraid of him at all. Like you never get any insight on that. She seems just incredibly confused and like dazed and like having seen the stuff with Ode of just like Ode just spoke Orcish and she seemed confused that she recognized. It's just kind of that vibe. You don't get any like immediate like malicious intent from her towards Melody or Melody towards her.
Sure.
Okay.
But it's enough to raise a red flag for me.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Good to know. Thank you.
No problem. And actually, at this point, the woman says, "If you'll just excuse me a little bit," and she kind of just heads back towards the cart. And you guys are left alone for just a minute. You see them just still prepping the stage.
Two of y'all be real careful. Something, I hate to say it again because I literally said this just a couple days ago when we were sitting in that bar. Something fishy's going on here, and it could be dangerous to us if we're too trusting right now.
Fair enough.
Right,
DM.
a fishy thing happened during a play, so...
Man, there's just a pattern. I'm going to, well, actually, first I'm just going to be, could you guys, mirror here real quick if I try to cast a spell? Just, stand in front of me enough that people won't be able to see it all that well.
Yeah, sure. I'll try to hide you as best I can.
Sure. So, as discreetly as I can, I'm going to just cast Detect Magic and look around.
Okay. I want you to roll a stealth check. You have advantage because Byron's hiding you, and the DC is going to be pretty low because a lot of people are distracted by moving the logs or things of that nature. But just roll just to be sure.
Yep.
I think with that in mind, Byron will be like, "Hey, you've got this," and give him a bardic inspiration.
Oh,
Nice.
cool. So how many D6 or what?
1d8.
Oh, D8. Awesome.
Okay.
All right, that'll be a 13.
13 total?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll say you get it off.
Man,
Do you get
I'm glad I
back
took
after a
Detect
short
Magic.
Rest or a long rest?
Now it's on a short rest because it's on as a 5th level.
Okay. As you cast that spell, you do detect like an element of magic that is targeting that orc woman. It's enchantment school specifically. You don't get anything from... Is there anyone? Well, yourself. You get one from yourself. You get... Zeka's too far away at this point. You don't get anything from any of the... Well, you get random bits from like one of the carts. And then you get one, and you don't get anything from either the tabaxi or the tieflings.
All right, get the two of y'all. Real quiet about it, but she definitely is being magically influenced right now. Something's up with her. I don't see it anywhere else. There's probably some magic items or something in that cart over there, but that's their business, not ours. The big issue is that she is definitely under a spell right now, and I can see it.
Perhaps we could just ask them and not expect them to tell us the truth, but see
Actually,
what they say.
And as you actually say that, you see Melody of Dawn kind of like finish setting up, and you see like it's like almost a nature scene that's been set up really quickly on the kind of like play stand, and he kind of walks over to you. Right, we'll be ready in just a moment.
Oh, excuse me,
Wonderful to hear.
Melody of Dawn, do you tend to prefer to go by Melody or Dawn?
I'm fine with either. Melody, Dawn, several folks have called me Mel. Quite frankly, it makes no difference to me.
Right, and since we're on names, what was the name of that woman over there?
He kind of glances over for a second and kind of like leans in and is like, "We're not actually sure. We found her just a few days ago and picked her up because she was out in the woods, or well, out along the road rather. We've been calling her Little Dove and she's been responding to it, but I'm afraid we don't actually know much about her. Just didn't seem right to leave her alone just alone on the side of the road. She was pretty badly hurt, actually, at the time.
Ode will kind of look from Melody of Dawn to Artuk to see if Artuk wants to ask any questions.
Artuk is gonna remain quiet for now.
Okay. Would you like to roll insight on any of that?
Actually, heck yeah, I do. That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm thinking there. All right. 22.
God damn.
Man, stealth is a no, insight is a yes. Hi, I'm Artuk.
He seems pretty genuine. Like him leaning in, it wasn't like a here's this deep secret. It's more just like we don't really know a whole lot. Like you can't tell exactly like every detail, but he seems genuinely concerned. Like, I don't know what's up with her. We picked her up just so she wouldn't be hurt or left on the road, but he seems about as confused by it as you guys are.
Sure.
And seeing that Artuk won't or doesn't like respond, we'll be like, seems pretty charitable of you all to look after her. Let us know, perhaps we can help at all. But we are excited for the show too.
Indeed.
I'm quite.
Ooh, that does remind me. Do you mind if I like take notes on like your story structure or anything while you do this? I'm a bit of a fledgling storyteller myself, and I'd love to see the different styles from a different land and just kind of come to understand it better.
My friend, I would delight if you would carry this story on. Please take all the notes you need. If you need any advice or any tips or critique, I am ready and willing to be at your service.
You, sir, are a blessing. Please continue. I look forward to it.
And as you do that, do you guys have any other questions for him? Because he's about to head towards the stage.
Not for him, but the moment that he walks away, I'm going to look to Byron and Ode and say, I think that by complete happenstance and chance, the spells that I chose for today might be perfect for this scenario. I think I can help her.
We have something that can like get rid of a spell?
Precisely.
Like something that would say dispel it?
Precisely.
They
And,
dispel
you
it
know,
magic.
this might be, by chance, literally the first time I've taken it the entire journey we've been on. But I felt like it might be important today for absolutely no reason. And for some fucking weird reason, it's important.
Adam, I adore you.
Oh my god.
But
What a
if,
great fucking happenstance.
right, the issue is, once again, it's magic, and I'm a little bit, afraid to cast it so close to Harry and Magi. I might try. I don't know. Do you think it'd be a good idea to head out for a while, come back disguised or something like that, and try to do it? Or is there some one way or another? It's going to be hard to completely hide it. I have to basically walk up, like, oh, actually, I can do it from distance. I can go hide and try to do it or something.
I could always, if we go somewhere into the forest where people can't find us, I could always, like, enhance your abilities and make you better at, those stealthy actions.
Yeah, if you want to enhance that, I can bring up, I can make shadows cling to me a little more strongly, with some magic of my own. And then I can stand 100 feet away from here off in the trees and just try to drop it on her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we can try that. We'll just have to be very careful.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be the most stealthy physically possible for me. It's, this is the safest bet we possibly can get. But I think I can help her.
And I think that's important, so yeah.
Would you like to do it during the play? Perhaps
Yeah,
everyone
that's
else is distracted?
perfect idea.
Let me double check how I cast that enhance ability spell.
It's verbal, semantic, and material.
Yep. Good thing I plucked a random feather from actually, technically, I just reach over and pluck a hair out of Odin and go, well, I have a cat's hair for cat's grace. Thank you for that, Odin.
No problem. And she kind of look, like just rubs the place where he plucked it and thinks is this cat hair? But doesn't say anything.
What's weird is that one in particular, it just wasn't hair. I don't know what it was, though.
I mean, if you guys are gonna cast stuff on me, we could all, walk away for a hot second before they get started. You can cast them too. Y'all can walk back, and I can wait for the play to get in action, watch from a distance, and then do it at some point.
Sure. And Ode shouts, hey, Melody without Dawn, we're gonna go piss so we don't do it during your show.
Sounds good.
Or, sorry,
Right.
Melody at Dawn. I said without. Anyway.
You see, and,
So I
and
suppose
you've given me
we-
another name to actually put. On. I'm gonna actually write that one down because that's kick-ass.
It is. All right, so I guess we probably walk off a ways, off into the woods or something like that. We could also maybe tell people what's going on, but otherwise we could just go off, let some spells loose, and then go back.
Oh, I'm always down for increasing the communication of our group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a bad idea.
Probably a good thing.
If
Getting more
anybody
people
is
that can watch
reasonably
out.
close by, I'll walk over. We can walk over towards them like this. Is anyone reasonably close by?
So I think Sunny and
Morak, is
Zeka
there
are like helping with the Morak and the stump, and I know
Yeah.
Kezia was. I said that Kezia was like looking around in the woods, so I don't even know if you would.
As you guys go into the woods, you find Kezia there.
I feel like Morak and Sunny, like, I feel like we stopped because there's the big thing in the road, right? So
Yeah.
would they be nearby?
Yeah.
They'd be
I mean-
close so that you could grab them if you wanted to easily.
Zeka's like watching them try to pick up this stump, and he's like, "Go team, you guys can do it."
Okay, Sonny, just lift with your legs. You don't want to hurt your back. And
Lift
then,
with my back. Got it.
and then
Sharp jerk.
Morak is just like, why the fuck would I tell a robot that? Who gives a shit?
Sonny has his like shear hand out and he's like clipping off branches.
Wait, no, you can't be doing that.
There's other
Wait.
people around.
Oh, sure. Zip, zip. And then he puts it away.
You can disguise self, make it look like you just have a pair of shears with you.
Industrial shears. With his
You
shillelagh
see a few
arm.
of the other farmers who are trying to move this, just like, what the fuck is he doing? You just help us move this. Why are you
Have you
just
tried picking it up?
Oh, why didn't I think of that? Sure. 24.
I mean, yeah, you start getting it moving. It's a big
we could've
thing.
rolled
It's
it.
gonna just take some time. Yeah.
I think this will take time though.
Yeah, so we're just going to keep helping them do that. Zeka, if you want, you can move yourself anywhere you want right now.
Looks like Artuk's looking to talk to one of us. Hey, Artuk.
If any of y'all can spare a moment, we could use you over here.
Go over there for a bit. As much as I'm helping over here, I think I might be more use over there, where I'm not.
Sure.
I can't pick up things very well from a wheelchair, you see.
Right. All right. So here's the thing, right? We could really use, any hands we can get right now. There's a woman. Long story short, there's a group of people over there. They're gonna put on a play for us. That's awesome. The one person with them is an orcish woman who obviously has some sort of spell effect on her that's making her real confused and lost. Can't even remember her freaking name, or like the languages she speaks or shit like that. And by complete chance, I have the ability to help her today, so I want to do that. But the issue is that casting magic around these parts is not really smiled upon, and so we have an elaborate plan to make me be able to do it from the woods without being seen. And the more heads that are involved in a problem, the easier the problem gets generally.
Count me in.
All right.
What
That
do you
was-
want me to do?
Right. So the two of them are both gonna basically cast spells on me to make me better at being stealthy, and I'm gonna cast, the actual spell that takes it away. Either I'd say the two areas that could be useful are either if there's somebody who could sit with her, like near her, and talk her down as soon as she comes to, because there's gonna be if it works, there's gonna be a moment where she suddenly realizes whatever the fuck's going on, and we probably want to have some ability to hold that down a little bit. Whisper to her, hey, quiet. We got to figure this out, slow and careful. Or if there's a way that you can help my magic be more effective. I don't know what that would be or look like from you, but that would be the other way you could be useful.
Actually, I recently learned from Miss Stara, kind of the last time that I talked to her, I learned a little bit more about how to end spell effects on people that I heal. If the power of the spell is under a certain, I don't know, level of spell that I cast, then it will immediately end the effect. So maybe if we coordinate and like you do your thing while I heal, maybe like both of the magics together, if it's a really powerful one, could end it.
Sure, yeah. I mean, that's certainly possible. Mine works in a similar way. Mine can end really strong stuff if I get lucky, or if I'm really skilled at it.
Was it Dispel Magic?
Yes.
Oh, I also have that spell. We could
Both.
coordinate that if we want.
We could both sit in the woods together and just do one then another, I guess. But I guess that doesn't really offer any advantages against me sitting in the woods and doing it twice.
That's also very true.
I feel like as far as actually casting is concerned, I'm already pretty capable and able to equipped to handle this. I think it's going to be more about what happens after I cast it that we're not so sure of yet.
Calm Emotions ready, although I know we're kind of being careful about spells right now.
Sure, if you feel like you can do it calmly and carefully, and more reasonably stealthily, maybe that's a useful thing to do. But
Ode will come over and say, I think we should get back pretty soon.
Agreed.
We were going to.
Okay, I will watch closely, and I'll try and maybe Byron can sit next to her to calm her down, and if he isn't successful, I can intervene with some more drastic measures.
It's not a bad idea. You can also come sit with me in the woods, because then you can be under my spell effect, or under the same spell effect as me for, Ode's gonna make us stealthy.
Okay, yeah, I'll come with you.
I can do my best to calm her down whenever, things happen.
Sure.
Sounds good. I'm glad we all have a plan.
Yeah, and a use in the plan. Wait. The one thing
Is scouting above.
Felt very underhanded. I don't know why.
The one thing I'd bring up though is Ode, if you're doing the same pass without trace that I do, don't you have to stay kind of close to us?
Oh yeah. Yep.
So
well, she's very stealthy, so that should be fine.
Sure, I just wonder if they're going to realize.
Someone has to go watch the show.
Yeah, like the person putting on the show, Melody, Mel, expects us to be there. If one of us isn't there, maybe it's reasonable that one of us had to get going. But if only one of the original three was like, yeah, I'll stick around when we're all excited.
Should I go see the show then?
That's possible.
What's the range on calm emotion? Because if you're going to be casting spells.
That's a good question.
Oh, and then Ode's like, right, so I guess if you can do the pass without trace thing, I'll let you do that. And I actually see Kezia over here, so I'll go explain everything to her, and we should get...
I can do that, but I alternatively can make my spell better.
That actually reminds me. Your spell, would it perhaps have a saving throw to resist it? I don't know how to fucking phrase this in reality.
That's not the case, no.
Alright, then...
That's the spell right there, if you're curious.
Perfect. Alright, that's fine then. Calm Emotions does... Zeka, before you do your Calm Emotions spell, please let me know, and I can make it more likely that she'll fail the saving throw.
Alternatively, y'all, why don't we just go, and on the way there, stop 100 feet away in the woods before we get there, do this, and then head in?
Sure.
No, that's also an option.
There, that way we don't have to worry about who's there, who's not, who's in party A, B. Let's just go do it right now. Let's go.
I like it. Let's do it.
All right. So we proceed to the woods about 110 feet away from her, trying to, hide out as best we can, conceal ourselves a little.
Enhance ability on you.
And you're doing Cat's Grace, right?
Cat's Grace. You have advantage on all. Here, I'll just put it in.
Yep. And I am simultaneously going to enhance ability Owl's Wisdom on myself.
Okay. I'd like you both to roll stealth checks.
Well,
Oh,
I
well, can I
imagine.
cast Pass Without Trace?
There we go. I'd like all three of you to roll stealth checks. You do have Pass Without Trace on you, though.
Okay, so first spell is Cast Without Trace, or Pass Without Trace. We all have the +10. So.
And then the
Do we
2
have
enhanced
advantage?
abilities, so...
So that'll
Uh,
be 30.
30. Okay.
23.
Stealth check from me too.
25.
Yes. Oh my god. Oh my god.
37. Holy shit.
Nice.
Oh my god. Oh, it's just...
And Ode will say to Kezia, Kezia, maybe you can just help, like, I don't know, use your general stealthiness to make sure we're not doing anything horribly dumb.
I don't even know what that means.
Well,
Zeka, you should really not do that though. You're literally crunching down on leaves with your chair.
see, that's what I mean.
All right.
Oh.
So, did we successfully get off Pass Without Trace without being seen?
Yes, sir. You got all three of those spells off.
Oh, all three. Okay. Well then,
Perfect.
from this distance, about 120 or 110 feet away, I am going to go ahead and enhance. Oh, Byron, could you would you make me feel
yeah,
a little
here.
inspired?
I'll give him a slap on the ass and give him a bardic inspiration.
Cool, that wasn't
You're
what I
gonna
was
do great
trying to
out there,
do. Right.
Wait, RT, are you doing it now?
I mean, now's the time.
Oh, well, then Byron, you should go over there and see if she
Fair.
needs help.
You got this, bud, and I'll walk over.
Shouldn't
sit
we
down
wait?
next to her.
Shouldn't we wait until the
Yeah,
it starts?
The play, they're waiting for you guys.
Oh, and then whenever I approach, I'll be like, "Oh, just give him a sec." They a little bit more than expected. You understand?
Very well.
The,
And
the,
okay.
the issue, Brenna, with all going in was that Ode needs to be close to Artuk for the spell to get off while I'm stealthy.
Right.
All right, I'm just gonna cast as soon as Byron gets over there.
And as the play begins, okay, you cast Pass Without, or not Pass Without Trace. Dispel Magic.
I do. At 3rd level. So if the level is 4 or more, I need to make a roll.
You do need to make a roll then.
Okay, but I have advantage because I enhanced my ability, plus I have Bardic Inspiration.
Indeed you do.
So
Go ahead.
let me do, it's a roll plus my, what is
Plus
it?
your wisdom.
I think just
It is
wisdom.
just
Plus my
straight
wisdom.
wisdom, yeah.
Okay.
If you roll above a 19, it's a guarantee.
Yeah, but then depending on the spell level beyond that. Okay, so straight wisdom check at advantage. From
Wait, are there level spells above 9?
No.
Oh.
Okay, that's an 11, but I have a D8 to add.
Okay.
Come on.
High roller.
Big money, no whammies.
So 16. If it is a level 6 or lower spell, this succeeded, I believe.
That's
is how-
pretty good.
As you do this, and Byron, as the play begins, you kind of just glancing over, knowing the plan is about to pop off, and the rest of you watching. You see the orc woman, like, look over, kind of, like, rub her head for a second, and then just kind of, like, lean against, like, a tree, like, as if she's getting a head rush, just, like, looking over. You get the sense whatever spell it was, you did successfully dispel it, and you see her just, like actually, like, leaning back and, like, just, like, actually, like, covering her head, like a headache is clearly growing.
All right.
You all right there, lass? Here, I'll reach into my bag, pull out a water skin, and be like, "You need some of this?" I think it's probably for the best.
She just instinctively grabs it and just starts drinking it, and just, like, starts it. She's...
And I'll turn and, like, be like, nod.
All right. I'll drop the spell on myself and walk out of the woods, like I'm coming back from the bathroom.
Okay.
Okay, I dropped the spell, and I'll kind of not like grab Kezia's hand, but as much as possible indicate like, oh, that's why you're taking so long. We found another friend to enjoy your play. And Zeka.
We were going to pee in the woods and we found someone.
All right. Also, going back, this was a bit ago, but I wanted to make sure I cycled back around to it. Morak, when they describe to you, you do recognize the orc clan she's from specifically. She is from the Heartseekers, which are a pretty small orc clan that is not affiliated with the Tuskbane Coalition. They were before the war, but they haven't accepted like your family being the leaders again since they're like reforming. They haven't declared like being with anyone. They just are kind of neutral right now. And the fun fact, is they are really well known for their like hunting and tracking abilities.
I tell Byron that when he asks.
Alrighty.
All right, so certifiable badass. I really hope she doesn't.
Well,
choose to
I
fight us.
wouldn't say certifiable. They could just be from the tribe.
Well, based off what I've seen of the orcish fighters I've met, kind of pats them on the shoulder, they're generally certifiable badasses. Then he'll just walk away.
Morak turns to Sunny. He's like, "That's kind of rude. I mean, that's kind of. Is that offensive? Just assume we're all good at fight. Like,
I mean, look at what I'm wearing.
That's true."
All right, then. Power of fucking turn right back around. Like, all right, bitch. I was trying to give you a compliment. Fuck you. Damn it!
And
How did he hear me? He was 40 feet away from me, and I was whispering.
And with that, the play will begin.
On the intermission, I am going to just kind of casually walk by where that orcish woman is, and I'm just going to quickly say to her in passing, just after this, we need to talk. Make sure she noted that I was there, and then walk away.
Yeah, she looks at you and is like, I'll say we do. Adam, you were heading over to the woman, right?
This is true.
Okay. And yeah, she looks like she's recovered from whatever that head rush was, and is just kind of like, you see her actually just like, kind of just sat very, very like focusedly like looking at her greatsword.
Sure. So, right. Now that that's all over, I figure that something was up. Now it's not up anymore, and you've probably put together that I'm the one who did it. Now, from my end, I want to know what did that to you, and who you are.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you.
Oh,
I don't know for how long I would have been in that state, and frankly, I have things to do that I prefer to get along with. So you have my genuine thanks for that.
Just the right thing to do if I could. You got real weirdly lucky that today was the day I could do that. Like, you don't know how lucky. Exceptional. Very weirdly lucky. Continuing.
Well, to answer your question, my name is Nash. I'm a member of the Heartseeker clan, and I'm a hunter by nature. I was tracking a monster that was fleeing from the vicinity of Weeping Rock across the continent. I've been tracking him for months with my partner, but it ambushed us. I don't know where my partner is, and somehow its abilities left me muddled, for lack of a better word. I've been, as far as I can tell, after it stalled me, it's been perhaps 3 weeks since I awoke without my memories, and Melody was able to pick me up and nurse some of my wounds.
All right. I'm, glad that I could get you at least out of that situation. I'm sorry that I, don't have any way to help you with the rest of it.
Do not worry. Now I know how this thing works, and now I'm going to make sure it never gets a chance to do that again.
I pray for your success on that. I'm just glad that I could help, like I said. I don't really have, particularly much to offer towards you in terms of advice or, help at this point, but just glad you can be on your way again. That's important.
She stands up, and she is probably like, how tall is Artuk?
He's a lanky boy. He's like 6 feet tall.
She is like got like maybe an inch or two on you. She is very tall, and she is built. Unfortunately, I've very little I can pay you back with for the moment. But should you find me again, I promise you I will find a way to pay you back. And until then, and she kind of just pulls out she goes and there was just to a pocket, pulls out a locket with the Heartseeker clan medallion on it, and hands it over to you. This will be my promise, and
I appreciate it.
Should the need arise, should you find yourself, I know it's far away, but in Heartseeker territory, this will grant you safe passage, or it will act as my word that you've a favor from me.
I appreciate it wholeheartedly. You didn't even need to go this far with it. I'm out here trying to make sure that the things keep being the way they're supposed to, and nothing breaks that. That was just part of the duty.
You're a good man.
I'll keep it in mind. I hope we cross paths again. Not because I want to get whatever favor it is out of you, but just because I'd like to hear how it goes.
Oh, and she pulls out the sword and fucking right in front of her, looks at her reflection in it and raises it up fucking Grayskull, and just brings it right down, stabs right down to the ground. Do not worry. I bet my left hand that I'll find this thing.